Greetings from Scouse Farm. I will get out the wind very soon, so don't worry. But I'm in Edge Hill and I just wanted to show you this little mini allotment in front of an industrial area, because that was a little surprise to see. We've got a little bit of food growing and flower growing going on. And for reference, I am right by Edge Hill train station, which is a very important train station. But what I'm doing now is I'm going to take you to this antique shop, and they've allowed me to film inside, and it's got absolutely all sorts, and it's featured on your bargain hunts and all them sorts of programs. And there you go, that's Edge Hill there. And stay tuned, because in a week or two maybe there'll be a video of that station, because it's very, very important. But I need to do a bit of research first. And as I say, we're on Chandos Street, L7, and this is Tunnel Furniture Antiques. So let me get you in, because it's too windy. And in we go. Right, and I'll walk around here. There's quite a few rooms on the lower floor, and then we've got a couple upstairs with stuff. But it's just a treasure trove of all sorts of antiques and bits of furniture and anything you'd need for your house. Some things are in here that you didn't even know you needed. But look, old signs there from the British Railway, an old Union flag. And I've been given a little instruction to look out for something that someone's bought off eBay but they can't find it. But hopefully when I'm walking around, viewers, you'll be able to see something. I might end up taking one of them, because my dad's got loads of metal signs that he's attached to his newly built shed, so I might get him one as a present if it's cheap, very cheap. So join me and then we'll walk around and have a little explore. And when I'm going round, you might see something that you've been looking out for a long time. But this building, the antique store as it is being featured in Peaky Blinders. So they were filmed part of Peaky Blinders using a lot of props from this antique shop, and they've also filmed an award-winning horror film inside this building. So they brought some actors in and filmed a disturbing horror film in here. What else? I'm going to miss loads here, don't worry about that, but I'm going to go as slow as I can with the camera, so that if you are looking for something, you might find it and see it. And again, just for reference, that's how easy it is to find. You can't get much easier than that. The actual sign for the Edge Hill train station is outside the front door. And I'm going to keep my eye out, because I'm not actually looking for anything, but you can't go into a place like this and walk out empty-handed. It's just not, it's not happening. You've got to find something to have. And also it keeps the businesses going if you support some of these small independent shops. And what I did learn, for Liverpool fans, Everton fans may not like this, but for the Liverpool fans, we all know Mohamed Salah has just recently signed a new contract to extend his stay at the club for another couple of years. And that chair he was sat on the publicity picture, was from here. So that's where they got that chair from, Liverpool Football Club. I don't know if they borrowed it or bought it, but knowing FSG, they're probably paying for it over about the next 700 years in installments. So, or maybe they got it on loan, but it was used from this shop for him to sit on that throne, so to speak, and announce the signing of his new contract. But I don't know where to turn. There's that much stuff. It's so interesting. I like that. Wine improves with age. The older I get, the more I like it. That's a good one for me. So let's just go on a little adventure. And I do know from when I did have a television many years ago, I haven't had one since 2020, but when I did have a television and I used to watch Bargain Hunt and all them other, you know, those little cash in the attic type things where they go around antique shops. And I know they've filmed in here a couple of times because I remember seeing a couple of episodes. There's just random stuff, so random. And for those who like the history videos on my channel, you know, there's so much in here. If you are in Liverpool, you'll see a lot of, I mean, look, that looks like an old pub sign, which it is, Hartley's. And you're seeing things that are so old and historical, they're just not made anymore, or not needed, not used. But it's just phenomenal. I like that as well. It's a nice bottle. Ah, I got one of these. If you remember from my garden video, the recent garden video, where you'll see something similar to this, which is a metal garden bench, table, sorry, not bench, a garden table. And I've got one of them with a couple of metal chairs, so I'll speak to them about that in a minute. I was going to give it to a mate to do some craft, and just waiting for her to get back in touch, because she was going to restore it. And then, no doubt, I mean, has that got a price on it? Because we can see, get an idea of how much they're worth. But they're not cheap, I know that, because I've seen a few online going for a couple of £100. And it's amazing that someone was just throwing it out. So I got lucky there, picking that up for free. Wow. And I'm lucky now because I've waited a little bit, because there was quite a few people in here. So don't think that it's not doing well, because there was a few people in here buying stuff, but I just waited for them to go before I started filming. Oh, how do you even know where anything is if someone wants something? Wow. Trinket boxes, jewellery boxes. Buongiorno Italia, little travel book or something, or learn yourself Italian book. And I'm not paying much attention to something I want. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm going slow enough so that you can all see anything that you would potentially like. And yeah, they're popular now, aren't they? Them yapping little creatures. It's like a big wolf or something. Very unusual. It seems reasonable, £45 for that stag's head thing, that metal looking stag's head. £45, that looks quite reasonable. That'll go well in a grand drawing room or something, above a fireplace. At the back, this must be the toy section. It's an old R2-D2 there in the back. Some Hulks and a Superman. There's always a Superman. Loads of old, looks like silver and other base metal or pewter cutlery or something. I wouldn't know what to pick. There's got to be some bargains in here somewhere. Books. You just get an idea of the size of the place. So I'll just speed up a bit now and walk here into the other rooms. What's that say there? Guinness. Ah. I do like the paintings myself. Now that I'm fully clued up on art, because I walked around the museum for about 10 minutes. That's me educated. So I walked around Sudley House. For those who've not been in Liverpool, Sudley House, I'll leave a link up top here to the video. There's one, I'll leave a link to the outside one, and there's one also to the inside. So the outside one will show you where it is, and then you can see yourselves what sort of paintings they have in that museum, which is free to go in, and it is a brilliant little day out if you are in Liverpool. Don't know what to think of that. It's a bit scary, but it's massive. I know there's a few people who watch the channel who are into like arts and crafts and thrifting and going around charity shops and things, and you know, whether you're doing a little project and you're trying to get something together that you've been thinking about doing for a while, there's surely some inspiration in here to get something made. Another room. Just don't know where to turn. Probably going past some unknown amazing antique or an original or something. Then again, people who run these places, they know what they're looking at, don't they? So it's unlikely to be any anything hiding in here that they're not sure of the value of. Wow. Fish and chips. That's a cracker, that. If you've got a chippy, that has got to be bought. Wooden fish and chip sign with an actual fish. Is that part of it? Yeah, the fish is attached. I thought it might have just been a fish sitting on top by chance, but it isn't. It's part of the sign. I think that's that Metal Mickey off the MASH advert or something. Metal Mickey, can't remember. That's what jumped into my head when I seen it. Metal Mickey used to be a program when I was a kid called Metal Mickey. Oh yeah, and there's honestly, I'm not pointing to all of them, but there's some incredible paintings and old pictures and posters and things like that. So if that's your bag, get yourselves down here. You look, barbershop, all sorts of antique signs for what are still businesses being used today. So if that's your sort of design, where you've got like a cafe or a chip shop, a barber shop, anything like that, there's probably a sign in here that you could stick in there that was being used 100 or a couple of 100 years ago. I've got one of them actually. I might give that to them as a little bargaining chip. I've got an old Slazenger original. It's never been used. It was found in a loft. What's that now? Did I go down there before? I know these things are usually expensive, these lamps and lights and things. Remember watching that Drew Pritchard? He does, I don't know, some sort of salvage hunter or something, and he's always interested in lights. And there's some bellows to blow into the fires to get the fire going. All sorts. Well, I'll just take you upstairs, and then this must be there's loads of ironwork and old fireplace stuff here, and more signs again. Oh, mad. It is huge. I have to speed up. It's been going long, the video. I don't want you to miss out. All like that. That's really good. That shield there. Like a liver bird on the top. And it's metal or brass or something. Might be a fire guard or something like that, I don't know. But certainly very good. And let me get you upstairs. Definitely walking past a lot of stuff. So after this I'm gonna have a little slow walk around, see if I can find anything. Some guitars. Loads of signs. Honestly, there's loads of those metal advertising signs from the past. Hello all. So if you are interested in them little signs, like my dad has got loads of reproduction ones. I don't think he's got, well, maybe there are a couple of originals, I don't know, but most of them are those reproduction ones that they're making now. It's a look old, but they're not actually the old ones. So I'm gonna get a sign to stick on the shed. Love it, Brasso. Oh, the memories of that from being in the army. The amount of money I've spent on that stuff. That's a nice one. Wow. Sorry viewers, you're gonna have to stick with me. This is just way bigger than I thought from the outside. There'll definitely be something that you'd like. The wine loft. See what I mean about if you're opening like a pub or something like that, things like this. Definitely great talking points if they're hanging up in your little establishment. I mean, it's not all completely antique as well. I've seen some modern-ish paintings and things, and don't know what that is, but I like it. That is very good. Don't know if it's old, new, borrowed, or well, it's definitely blue. You certainly got a lot of chairs to choose from, especially if you want to do some upcycling or anything. There's loads that need reupholstering, but sorry for laughing, but couldn't help it. Some RAF roundels on that. Could be out of a RAFA bar, a Royal Air Force Association bar, or just a camp bar inside one of the barracks or the air stations. And Cannon beer, never heard of them. Oh, it smells amazing. Just smells of history, if that's a thing. All the old wood and carpets and things. Love it. I mean, that's weird. Absolutely fantastic. Some brilliant chairs. Recognise that? I don't know if it must be a copy of it's a Van Gogh something or other. I think I recognise that. Sorry. Putting weight on, obviously. I'm making everything wobble when I'm walking past. Look at these things here. Very magisterial, these chairs. And I think that's the end. I might have missed a little bit when I was walking around because you go in one door out of another in certain places, but this is a little treasure trove with a massive structural crack down the back there. Can't help but notice. So, as we've been going over 20 minutes, I don't want to keep us hanging on too long. So, thank you all very much for watching. You know where the place is. If you are interested in some antiques and you want to come down and grab yourselves a little bargain, you know where it is. Chandos Street, opposite Edge Hill railway station in Liverpool 7. So have yourselves a great day, viewers, and Scouse fam. We'll see you all again soon.